There we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. All right, and so happy Mother's Day to you all. So thank you. I appreciate that, Reverend Amy. And so I am actually gonna spice things up a little bit this morning before I get into our welcome. This is actually something I read to my mom this morning over the phone. And so it is Mother, A Cradle to Hold Me, and it is by Maya Angelou. And so it is true. I was created in you. It is also true that you were created for me. I owned your voice. It was shaped and tuned to soothe me. Your arms were molded into a cradle to hold me, to rock me. The scent of your body was the air, perfume for me to breathe. Mother, during those early dearest days, I did not dream that you had a larger life which included me among your other concerns, for I had a life which was only you. Welcome to Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiawe, and Sugaree peoples. My name is Vanessa Sampson Schneider, and I will be your worship assistant this morning here for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. Always a joy to be up here. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all of our visitors and members, hi y'all. We're very glad you're here in person and with us online, and we hope to see you again. Your presence is a gift to us. And our announcements for this Sunday. As you can see, our dear Anne is out ill today, but that's okay. Susan, with the assistance of our choir that's sitting here in the front row, will graciously assist to keep the music flowing for today's service. So just keep your eye and ears out for the choir and for Susan. I think we have one hymn that's a little, but that's okay. Just make sure you listen. That's okay. Yeah. And so Reverend Amy will be away for study leave beginning tomorrow. The order of service has her contact information if you need assistance during this time. Not her contact information, other contact information. That's not her because she'll be on leave. And so for other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service. Or if you are on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. And may you find something that you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
As we prepare to light our chalice, hear now these words from Deanne Oliva. We light this chalice for mothers and mothering, to celebrate those who have taken on the task of nurturing a young one. Baby, child, or youth into adulthood. To celebrate those who have nourished the light of truth and compassion in growing minds and hearts. To celebrate those who have committed time, money, energy to the growth of others in this world. We light this chalice to celebrate and hold dear this flame of love. Please join me now in singing the words to lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith.
Oh, sorry.
intro, so we're just going to start at the beginning.
I invite you to please rise and body your spirit for a call to worship found in your bulletin. Let us all join together. We gather together, honoring our full selves this morning. We are whole, messy, inspiring, complicated. We are full of love and grace, and sometimes we need that offered to us as we seek to offer it to others. This morning, we are guided by spirit and hope, aspiring to live into the very best of ourselves. May it be so today and every day. And our opening hymn is different than what's printed in your bulletin. It's going to be 100, number 100 in your gray hymnal, Peace Like a River. Please be seated, and I invite any young ones to please join me up front for Time for All Ages. nice. So we'll give a moment for anyone in the nursery to come join us. So, yeah, here's Dorothy. I think Harley's coming to join us today. You got the chair. Miss Sue needs the little chair here, so. Harley wants everyone to know he's 3 years old, and that's his name. So we're glad to see y'all here today. How are you two doing today?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
I'm good because I have
I know, that is nice. That is nice. So, well, I'm glad to see all of you. I have a book I want to share with you this morning. It's called Different.
I have that book.
You have that book. That's
I
wonderful.
at my house.
Yeah, well, that's where your book should stay at the house, right? So, well, we're going to read this one, and it's by Heather Avis and Sarah Mensinga. So, actually, yeah, Miss Sue's going to, all her years of teaching school, she knows how to do all this stuff so great. So we're going to look at this wonderful book. It says Different, and all different kinds of birds there. I like cardinal, too.
Go to a school called Triangle Elementary, and a mascot is the cardinal.
Yeah, that's right. And our state bird's the cardinal, too. They're so pretty. So let's, we're going to learn about Macy here. So here, this book is about our friend named Macy. She likes to swim underwater and balance on logs. And yes, she can have fun with her pet dog, too. She reads books and jumps high like a kangaroo. Yeah. She takes hip-hop classes. It's a form of dance, in case anyone's wondering here. And she prefers to wear blue. I like wearing blue, too. Yeah, she's dancing in the hip-hop there. She's a fun-loving kid, much like you and me. But she's also quite different, which is a great thing to be. You're like Macy. That's great, Claire. So, a bit small for her age, Macy doesn't talk much. She takes her time while others rush, rush, rush. She says, "Hi, what's your name?" to both strangers and friends, and sometimes sings on after her favorite song ends. Okay, sings on after the song's end. So, now while Macy believes that different is grand, sometimes others just don't understand. Some people stare rudely, and Macy's been told, "You don't belong here. You don't fit the mold." So what do y'all think of that?
I think it's rude because other people need a turn to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's rude, right? We should include people. Let's see what happens to Macy. That's right. This kind of rejection can sting. It is true. But the thing about Macy and the thing about you is the brain in her head, thank you, I can let you read this, and the brave in her heart know her place in this world is not separate or apart, right? She's not just going to hang out and be apart from each other, even though she's different.
I like to say separated instead of separate. I can say yes.
That's right. Some words can be a little more challenging to say. Now, when those scared of different tried to keep Macy out, she just wouldn't give up, nor did she pout. So what do you think she's going to do here when she's swimming?
I think she's gonna be different, and then they'll know. I have this book, so I probably should know the next page. So she probably will she'll probably tell to be she'll probably be different, but and the other kids will notice that that it's okay to be different.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She just says, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and hang out anyway and do my own thing and be who I am, and people they will come along. So here she says, you know what, I'm going to bring my noodles and go swim with everyone else, and here I am, this is who I am. And guess what? Yes, they all realized that Macy was right. They all welcome her in, and so her spirit shines bright. And they all start to play together. At her school, at the park, at the dance studio, she brought her beauty of different to each place that she would go. People learned to admire, thank you, I'm going to have to pull this up here, so it's too many words to go upside down in this one. People learned to admire Macy's outlook on life. Sameness is fine, but different brings light. With brave in their hearts and with Macy to guide, the different in each one glowed from inside. See how happy it makes everyone? Now is your turn, dear one, to create a safe space. Be fearless like Macy and choose to embrace all that you are, or that others will see. That different is truly a great way to be. Great thing to be. Yes, thank you. You're reading so well here. So what does this book tell us? Why do you think are some things we can get from this?
The book is telling us that we can be different no matter what.
Yeah, because all of us are different in some way or another. Yes, your doll is, everything is. And that we can celebrate that and be proud of who we are and accept others for who they are too. So, well, thank you so much for coming to talk to me. I hope you two have a good time with Miss Sue hanging out in the nursery then. See you later. Two Sues today, double Sue. At this time, let's enter into a time for ritual and sacred sharing. We share our joys, our sorrows, our concerns, and milestones. Bless you. This week, we light a candle for Sophia, who is here with us today. We're so glad. Sophia just graduated from East Carolina with the Bachelor's of Science in Biology. So congratulations, and always happy to see you. We light a candle for Michael G., who is having surgery tomorrow. For Meredith and Don, who've had recent health concerns. Connie, who is dealing with a foot infection and is not able to be on her foot, so she's confined at home right now. For Mary O., who's had recent health issues. Orland's great nephew, who has been missing the last couple of weeks. And they're hoping to find out information about where he is or what's happened. For all the loved ones of the officers in Charlotte who died in this recent shooting that we had here. Bless you. For all the many people who've been impacted by the flooding in Brazil. For the ongoing struggle for civil rights in Iran. For all who are suffering in Gaza, and that necessary aid will be made available. And for all areas of violence around the world, especially Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the war in Ukraine. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you would like to do so. We invite you to come forward along the far wall, and you may fill out a prayer card to place on the prayer wall. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, and Vanessa will hand you the lighting candle for that. Or you may simply place a stone in our shared water. We also light a few more candles to honor what is in the hearts of people which remain unspoken this morning, and also to honor those who are joining us virtually. I invite us at this time into a period of quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, then we will have a time of silence. And during this time of silence, I invite you simply to breathe deeply in and out, and to invite into your heart what you most need this morning. After a time of silence, Susan and the choir will lead us with our sung meditation on breathing.
A classic Zen exercise is the Enso, the circle hand-drawn in a single fluid brushstroke. It is as close to perfect, but it's never there. If perfection is what you want, you can produce it anytime by using a compass or a computer. But the Enso defies such mechanistic precision. Indeed, it is often incomplete, left slightly open, as though an invitation to everything beyond it. And each one is different, never the same circle twice. You can see the hairs of the brush and the drag of the ink on the paper. Trace the fluidity of the moment when the stillness of meditation was released in one rapid stroke. Sense the calm grace of the artist. The beauty of the Zen circle lies precisely, or more precisely, imprecisely, in its imperfection. That is what speaks to us and draws us in. A perfect circle is uninteresting, a closed system containing nothing, while an imperfect one vibrates with warmth and invites us into the moment of its creation, into that single deep exhalation as the hand arced through the air, the brush over the paper. It is open, human, fallible, an expression that is of soul.
Thank you, Vanessa. One of my very dearest friends for many years is the chaplain at Wake Forest University, and he is retiring this summer. They had a retirement reception before exams started a couple of weeks ago, and I went, and the division he works with had very thoughtfully created actually commissioned a large kind of piece of, it's not really a scroll, but kind of a large piece of parchment we can hang with an Enzo made on it. And people were asked to write with that. And it was just a perfect expression of how he has conducted his ministry for many years. The single brush stroke, not quite completed the circle, leaving open, not perfect. And so today we continue our exploration of pluralism. And as we are talking about pluralism today, I'm also mindful that today is Mother's Day. I know we have a number of people who are off celebrating with families. And as we think about this day, we all know that there are a wide variety of types of mothers. And while some people have very positive relationships with their moms, others have more challenging ones. Now, I was pregnant with my first child over 30 years ago, and as this would be my first child, I began to read everything I could about how to be a good parent. Now, I've always loved research, and becoming a mom, I thought, definitely required lots of research. So, yes, I figured anyone who's been through this is going to laugh about, we're going to research how to be a good mom. But now, I really didn't want to make mistakes as a mom. I wanted to do everything the best I could. Now, it did not take me long to realize it was impossible to be a perfect parent. Right. I remember sitting around the sandbox with other moms, watching our toddlers play, and laughing about how no matter how hard we tried, our kids were going to end up in therapy one day about something we either did or didn't do. We all knew the best we could do was simply to love our children and to understand the importance of compassion and grace in the midst of imperfection. Now, perfectionism is a fairly common trait for many in this society. So how do we know if we are a perfectionist or if we have tendencies in that direction? One, we have all or nothing thinking. It's either one extreme or the other. Secondly, we are highly critical of others and of ourselves. Third, a primary motivation is fear. What happens if we don't meet our goal, if we don't win or achieve what we envision? So many of our decisions are fear-based. 4, we only focus on the end result. not the journey or the process. 5, we can be easily defensive if someone challenges or questions us. Now, I've talked before about how our society places great value on winning or achieving. The value of individuals is often based upon whether they are viewed as successful or not. And this kind of society breeds an environment where perfectionism is rampant. And the thing about perfectionism, it is antithetical to a meaningful spiritual journey. It is antithetical to a meaningful spiritual journey. And it's antithetical to creating a pluralistic community. Now, over the years, one of my favorite bumper stickers I have seen is one I haven't really seen in a while, but it was pretty prominent about 20 years ago. And it states, "All who wander are not lost. All who wander are not lost." Now, when I first saw that, I immediately thought of a childhood friend of mine whose father was a very successful attorney, mother, very successful, well-known journalist, and he was kind of wandering around. Ended up being a chef, and pretty good chef at that. And I thought of him and some of what he had dealt with, not even so much from his parents, but from others with their expectations of what his life should look like. Wandering is certainly not a perfectionistic way of approaching life. The spiritual journey itself is about wandering, exploring how the divine spirit meanders through all of creation, how the spirit meanders through individuals and communities like ours, meanders through ways that we engage in our daily lives. Now, wandering might be taking a physical journey where we don't really know what's going to happen and perhaps can't control what's going to happen. It might mean pausing on a daily walk, simply noticing a beautiful cardinal in a tree, or perhaps where a ladybug decides to wander or meander. Now, one of my beloved college professors, Dr. Jim Hull, liked to say, if worship went perfectly, exactly as planned, then there was no room for spirit to move. Now, I've laughed about that. I typed this into my document days ago, okay? And this morning I thought either I jinxed myself or the Divine Spirit's having a really good laugh, because we've had lots of things in both services that just didn't quite go perfectly. Pianist who is ill this morning. We had other issues with confusion with music at the early service, tech things going wrong. Things like that just happen, right? It just happens. Now, when Dr. Hull talked about if things went perfectly, there was no room for spirit to move, it didn't mean that we don't plan for worship and that we're not organized about it. Of course we are. But it does mean that there's flexibility and grace and compassion when things don't go perfectly. Now, last week, I asked everyone to take some time to engage with someone who it seems might be different from you, spiritually, religiously, politically, physically, culturally. Pluralism is about welcoming and encompassing a great diversity of people, all having equal value. Now, I hope that each one of you will continue to engage actively in pluralistic dialogue. Now, this is not easy. It's easy for me to stand up here to encourage people to do that. It's not easy actually to do it. It takes patience, grace, compassion, and spirit. I have a friend I've had for 40 years now who is like family, also clergy. We have some theological perspectives in common. We have others which are different. And the differences have become really evident in the past couple years with a church schism in my home denomination. Now, this good friend who's like family, we both hold our beliefs dearly. We're very thoughtful in how we approach what we believe. And it's not easy navigating what this means for our friendship. We aren't trying to convince the other to come around to our viewpoint. We've had our conversations about where we're coming from, and we know that belief is never a stagnant thing. It's always evolving, changing, mutating. But we are simply continuing to work on being in relationship together, celebrating what we do have in common, and supporting each other wherever our journeys wander. Now, if something is perfect, it's a thin veneer. Once we start to dig below the surface, we know that nothing is perfect, be it in our relationships and how we engage with the world around us, in our communities. But as our wisdom reading relates, it is in the imperfection that is where soul is able to exist. In the imperfection, and what is imperfect, is where soul is able to exist. A pluralistic community is inherently imperfect. And in that is where true beauty and spirit reside. Today we give thanks for the imperfection in our lives and in our journeys, for the imperfection of pluralism, and we ask for Spirit to guide us in compassion and grace and love along the spiritual journey. Amen.
you, Susan. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we are sharing our offering plate with Metrolina Native American Association. Metrolina Native American Association exists to empower and advocate for the American Indian people residing in Mecklenburg, Union, Gaston, Stanley, Lincoln, Anson, Cabarrus, Rowan, Cleveland, and Iredell counties. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, so don't be afraid to touch that basket. And you are always welcome to give online at puuc.org, or you can also give by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now be gratefully received.
We give great thanks for your generous spirits, which help us continue to be the community we are called to be and to help change this world for the better. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn in our gray hymnal, number 126, Come Thou Fount. Let's remain standing Michael was going to join the church today, but he is having surgery tomorrow, so we're going to officially get him to join some other time. I know many of you have met him. He usually sits right up front. He has retired and just moved back. He's been very active at Hickory UU, so he's a good long-term UU, and he's just moved back to this area and is excited about being part of this congregation. So before we extinguish our chalice, let's conclude our services we do every Sunday. We offer thanks for all the many volunteers who've helped make our service possible, and especially a very special thank you to Susan and the choir for helping us with our music, which has been wonderful today. So we'll also ask before you leave the sanctuary if you can take your hymnals and place them back on the bench near the cart. That didn't come out right. On the cart near the piano, over by the chairs, over here against the wall. That will be a great help. So I invite us at this time to share our thanks for just what we are holding in our heart this morning.
Thanks for Susan.
Thanks for Susan, yes.
Thanks for being invited to play, so I had an excuse to buy a shiny new flute.
Yes. And I also want to say thank you to Elaine, who, when started texting this morning very early, helped navigate, making sure we had some good music today. So thank you, head of our music team.
Thank you for the beautiful weather this weekend.
Yeah, beautiful weather this weekend.
Thank you for family coming to town.
Family, come to town. Yes, I agree with that. My daughter's here today too, and I'm very thankful for that. So.
To all mothers.
Yes, to all mothers and grandmothers. Yes, thank you. And all the people who've been like a mom to us too. So.
I'm grateful that I have children. I don't have either one of them with me now anymore, but I'm very, very grateful for the early years when I got to be a mother.
Yeah, Gail's grateful for her children in the early years of being a mother. So.
Thank y'all for still being
Thank you. Glad for still being here. Yes, we are here and stronger, getting, lots going on. Yes, here to stay. Wonderful energy with our wonderful, beloved community here at Piedmont Unitarian Universalist.
Thank you for PUC for always being home.
Oh, so Sophia says, thank you for PUC always being home. Yes, we are your home, always here for you, very proud of you. So.
Thank you for not getting wiped out entirely in the storm this past week.
Frank is thankful he was not entirely wiped out in the storm. We are glad too. Well, I want to thank you too. I'm, going to for part of kind of a UU clergy contract is having time for study leave every year, and I'm grateful to you for offering that and looking forward to going that and taking a few days of vacation too. So I'm looking forward to that, and we have 2 fantastic services lined up while I'm gone, and so grateful for the people who are helping navigate that and make those possible. So. Electricity, yes.
I'm grateful for everything you offer to us and Reverend Amy, and it usually gives me something to think about throughout the week.
Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you. I invite us now to go forth, knowing that we are not called to be perfect, but to be perfected by our love and grace for others. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. Now, for our closing hymn, we make a circle. We make a circle, and you are invited to hold hands if you would like to do so, or you may simply stand with your hands on your heart.
say